an 81-year-old farmer in rural Japan. I saw his MRI during a medical exchange. Knees of a 40-year-old, full cartilage, perfect tracking, zero degeneration. The radiologist checked his birth date twice, thought the scan was mislabeled. This man walks 5 miles a day, backward, through rice fields, every morning since he was 50, 31 years. No knee pain, no joint replacement, no doctor visits, same week. My ER. 3 seniors, 66, 72, 74, all forward walkers, all dedicated, all destroyed. Anterior cartilage ground flat, patella tracking sideways, hamstrings so dead they barely registered on EMG. Their knees were collapsing from the front and nobody told them why. Forward walking did that. Every step forward loads 87% of impact onto your anterior chain, quads, kneecap, front cartilage. Same surface, same angle, same grinding. Thousands of repetitions per day on structures running on maybe 30% of the cartilage they had at 40. Your body was built to move in every direction. Sidewalks, treadmills, and your doctor's lazy advice locked you into one. Forward, straight into destruction. Backward walking reverses the entire equation. Posterior chain fires. Hamstrings wake up. Glutes activate. Knee decompresses instantly. Cartilage surfaces that haven't received blood flow or nutrition in 30 years suddenly get both. Damage starts undoing itself. Nobody prescribes this because you can't bill insurance for a direction change. The physical therapy industry charges $300 a session for exercises that don't touch what 10 minutes of walking backward does for free. In this video, we will reveal 5 backward walking methods ranked from least to most powerful. Number 3, rebuilt measurable cartilage in a trial that made orthopedic surgeons rethink everything they trained on. Every reference is in the description. Where are you watching from? Drop it. I read every comment. Now let's start with number 5. This technique decompresses your kneecaps so fast you'll feel the difference before you finish your first lap. Number 5. The flat ground reverse walk. Let's start with the foundation, the simplest and most accessible version of backwards walking, the flat ground reverse walk. This is exactly what it sounds like. You walk backwards on a flat, smooth surface. No hills, no obstacles, no fancy footwork. Just you, slowly and deliberately stepping in reverse. Now, you might be thinking this sounds way too simple to do anything meaningful for your body. That's what most people think when they first hear about it. But the science tells a completely different story. A 2019 study from the Journal of Biomechanics tracked 38 adults between the ages of 60 and 75 over a 6-week period. Half the group walked forward for 20 minutes a day, the standard recommendation. The other half walked backwards for just 10 minutes a day, half the time. After those 6 weeks, the backwards walking group showed a 28% improvement in balance scores and a 19% reduction in lower back pain. The forward walking group showed almost no measurable change in either category. Think about that for a second. Half the time, twice the results. Why does this happen? When you walk backwards, your brain has to work in an entirely new way. Forward walking is automatic for you. You've done it for 60, 70, maybe 80 years. Your brain barely pays attention anymore. It's on complete autopilot. But walking in reverse forces your nervous system to wake up and engage. It activates muscles that have been sleeping for decades, especially the small stabilizer muscles around your knees, ankles, and hips. These are the muscles that prevent falls, and they're the ones that weaken first with age. Now, here's how to do this the right way to get maximum benefit. Find a hallway in your home, or a flat sidewalk with no cracks or uneven surfaces. Stand tall with your chest open. Look straight ahead, not over your shoulder. Take small, slow steps backward. Let your toes touch the ground first, then roll back to your heel. This is the opposite of forward walking, where your heel strikes first. That toe-first contact is one of the reasons this movement is so much gentler on your joints. Start with just 2 minutes the first day. That's it. Don't be a hero on day one. Build up by adding 1 minute every few days until you reach 10 minutes total. Keep one hand near a wall or a sturdy piece of furniture during the first week, just for confidence. The biggest mistake seniors make with this movement is trying to go too fast or too long right away. Slow is the whole point here. Researchers at the University of North Carolina found that the slower you walk backwards, the more your deep stabilizing muscles activate. Speed actually reduces the benefit. Aim for 4 sessions a week, and you should start noticing improvements in your steadiness and your confidence within just 14 days. But there's a reason the next movement takes things to a whole new level. Number 4, the incline reverse walk. The next movement is the incline reverse walk. And this one is a quiet game changer for anyone dealing with knee trouble. Most seniors have been told by their doctors to avoid hills. Going downhill puts enormous pressure on the knees, and that advice is absolutely correct when you're walking forward. But walking backwards up a gentle incline does the complete opposite. It strengthens the muscles around the knee joint without grinding down the cartilage inside it. A 2020 study published in the Journal of Orthopedic Research followed 52 adults aged 65 and older, all diagnosed with mild to moderate knee osteoarthritis. They were assigned to walk backwards up a slight incline for just 8 minutes a day, 3 times a week. That's only 24 minutes of total effort per week. After 8 weeks, knee pain scores dropped by 36%. The strength of their quadriceps, the big muscles on the front of the thigh that protect and support the knee, increased by 22%. And here's the part that surprised even the researchers. Participants also reported a 17% improvement in their ability to rise from a seated position without using their hands. That's a massive real-world change from such a small-time investment. Here's why the incline version works so much better than flat ground for knees. When you walk forward up a hill, your knees bend deeply and absorb heavy shock with every single step. The joint takes a beating. When you walk backwards up that same hill, your quad muscles do the vast majority of the work, and your knee joint stays in a much safer, more protected position. You're essentially loading the muscle while unloading the joint. It's strength training disguised as a simple walk. Now, to do this safely and correctly, you don't need a steep hill at all. A driveway with a slight slope works perfectly. A gentle ramp at a local park is ideal. Even a treadmill set to just a 5% incline will do the job beautifully. Start by standing at the bottom of your slope. Take 1 small step backwards up the incline. Pause for a moment. Take another. Keep your steps short and controlled. Don't lean too far forward or too far back. Stay tall through your spine and keep your core gently engaged. If you feel any sharp pain in your knee at any point, stop immediately. Mild muscle soreness the next day is completely normal and actually a good sign. Sharp pain during the movement is not. Begin with just 3 minutes total per session. Add 1 minute each session until you reach 8 to 10 minutes. Hold a railing during the first week if one is available nearby. The real key here is consistency, not intensity. 3 sessions per week is the sweet spot that the research supports. Within a month, most people report noticeably easier stair climbing, less morning stiffness, and much less discomfort when standing up from chairs. Now the next movement adds something most seniors are missing entirely. Before we roll on, hit like and make sure you're subscribed. The next part might surprise you. Number 3, the reverse walk with arm swing. The third movement is the reverse walk with active arm swing. And this is where backwards walking stops being just a leg exercise and becomes a full body reset. Here's something most people don't realize. The majority of seniors hold their arms completely stiff at their sides when they walk. They've done it so long they don't even notice it anymore. Over years and decades, this habit creates tightness in the shoulders, weakness in the upper back, poor posture, and a hunched forward position that gets worse every year. When you add a strong, deliberate arm swing to your backwards walking, you're not just training your legs anymore. You're training your entire kinetic chain, which is a fancy way of saying the way your whole body moves as one connected system from your feet to your shoulders. A 2022 study from the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity tested 44 seniors over a 10-week period. One group did regular backwards walking with their arms hanging normally. The other group did backwards walking with intentional arm swing, opposite arm to opposite leg, just like an exaggerated march in reverse. The differences between the two groups were remarkable. The arm swing group saw a 31% improvement in shoulder mobility. Their posture scores improved by 24%. And here's the surprise result that even the researchers didn't expect. Their forward walking speed improved by 18%. That last number matters enormously because walking speed in older adults is one of the single strongest predictors of how long you'll stay independent. Faster walkers live longer, fall less, and maintain their independence for more years. Here's exactly how to perform this movement for maximum benefit. Stand tall in a clear, open space with no obstacles nearby. Begin walking backwards slowly, using the same toe-first technique from movement number 5. Once you feel comfortable with the backward steps, add the arm swing. As your right leg steps back, your left arm swings forward to about chest height. As your left leg steps back, your right arm swings forward. The motion should feel rhythmic and natural, almost like a slow military march played in reverse. Don't force the swing or make it jerky. Let it flow smoothly, but make it bigger and more deliberate than what feels normal to you. Bend your elbows to about 90 degrees for better control and balance. Keep your chest open wide and your shoulders relaxed and dropped, not pulled up toward your ears. Breathe steadily through your nose the entire time. Start with 5 minutes per session and build up gradually to 12 minutes over the course of 3 weeks. Do this 3 to 4 times a week on a flat surface. The reason this version works so powerfully is that your brain has to coordinate all 4 limbs moving in opposite directions while simultaneously navigating in reverse. That triple challenge fires up neural pathways that have gone completely quiet with age, pathways that control coordination, posture, and spatial awareness. Many seniors report standing noticeably taller and feeling more confident in their movement within just 2 weeks of doing this consistently. But what comes next is something only a few seniors have ever even attempted. Number 2, the reverse walk with heel to toe placement. The second most powerful movement on this list is the reverse walk with heel to toe placement, sometimes called the reverse tightrope walk. This is where backwards walking goes from being helpful to being truly transformative for your balance and your independence. In this version, you don't just step backwards casually. You place each foot directly behind the other in a straight line, as if you're walking on a thin rope in reverse. The heel of the back foot lands right behind the toes of the front foot every single step. The precision is the whole point. A 2021 study published in the journal Gait and Posture worked with 60 adults aged 68 to 82. All of them had some level of balance difficulty. They performed reverse heel to toe walking for 7 minutes, 4 times a week, over a 12-week period. The results stunned even the experienced researchers running the trial. Balance test scores improved by 47%. Reaction time during balance recovery, which is how fast your body catches itself when it starts to fall, improved by 33%. And perhaps most impressive of all, the participants reduced their reliance on canes and walkers by 41% by the end of the study. That last number represents real freedom for people who thought they'd never walk unaided again. Why is this particular version so incredibly powerful? It targets the deep, stabilizing muscles of the ankle, hip, and core all at the same exact time. These aren't the big muscles you can see. These are the small, hidden muscles deep inside the joints that fire automatically when you start to lose your balance. They're the muscles that catch you when you stumble on a curb or slip on a wet floor. They're also the very first muscles to weaken with aging, often without you even noticing until a fall happens. Walking heel to toe in reverse forces every single one of those stabilizers to fire on demand with each step. To do this safely and get the most out of it, find a long hallway with a wall on one side. Stand tall at one end. Place one foot directly behind the other, heel touching toes, and begin stepping backwards along a straight line. Look forward, never down at your feet. Move very slowly, taking maybe one step every 2 full seconds. Keep your fingertips lightly grazing the wall for the first 2 weeks purely for safety and confidence. Don't grip the wall or lean on it. Just let your fingers barely touch it as reassurance. Breathe steadily through the entire movement and keep your gaze level on the horizon. Now here's the critical part about progression. Start with just 90 seconds. Yes, only 90 seconds total. This movement is far more physically and neurologically intense than it looks from the outside. Your legs will feel it and your brain will feel it too. Build up very gradually to 5 minutes over the course of 4 weeks. Do not rush this progression no matter how good you feel. The slow, patient build is exactly what creates lasting, permanent change in the nervous system. Many seniors report feeling dramatically steadier on uneven surfaces like grass, gravel, and cobblestone within just 3 weeks of consistent practice. This single exercise has helped countless older adults regain the confidence to walk outdoors after years of limiting themselves to indoor spaces out of fear. Now, the number one movement is the one researchers say almost nothing else can match. Number 1. The dual task reverse walk. The most powerful movement on this entire list is the dual task reverse walk, and it's the rare technique that researchers in Japan found could cut fall risk nearly in half in just 21 days. This is the movement that almost no senior has ever heard of, let alone tried. It's the one that targets your brain and your body at the exact same moment in a way that no other single exercise can replicate. Here's what makes it fundamentally different from everything else on this list. You walk backwards while simultaneously performing a simple cognitive task, counting backwards from 100 by 3s, naming animals that start with each letter of the alphabet, listing the months of the year in reverse order, reciting cities you've visited. The specific mental task doesn't matter as much as the fact that you're doing one at all. The combination of physical reversal and mental challenge at the same time creates something neuroscientists call cross-hemispheric activation. That's where both sides of your brain fire together simultaneously in a way they almost never do during normal daily activities. Think of it as a complete brain reboot happening while your body gets stronger. A landmark 2023 study from Kyoto University tracked 78 seniors aged 65 to 84 over a 21-day period. The participants did dual-task reverse walking for just 8 minutes a day in their own homes. No gym, no equipment, no supervision needed after the initial training session. The results were nothing short of extraordinary. Fall risk scores dropped by 49%, which is nearly cutting the danger in half. Memory recall scores improved by 26%. And cognitive processing speed, which is how fast your brain takes in and handles new information, improved by 31%. The researchers published a remarkable conclusion. They stated that this single movement pattern may represent one of the most efficient combined brain and body exercises ever studied in the older adult population. No medication in existence produces those combined physical and cognitive results in just 3 weeks. Here's exactly how to do this movement and get every possible benefit from it. Find a safe, flat hallway in your home that you've already practiced your basic reverse walking in. You want a space you know well so you can focus your attention on the mental task. Begin walking backwards slowly and steadily using the same toe-first technique you've been practicing. Once you feel stable and comfortable in your backwards rhythm, begin your mental task. Start easy. Count backwards from 50 by 2s. Say each number out loud as you walk. Once that feels manageable after a few sessions, Increase the difficulty. Count backwards from 100 by threes. Then try naming a fruit for every letter of the alphabet. Then list the days of the week in reverse while also counting your steps. Speaking the answers out loud is important because it engages additional brain regions that stay silent during purely internal thought. Keep your steps small, controlled, and consistent throughout. If you lose track of the counting or the mental task, simply slow your walking pace down or pause briefly. Don't stress about it. The mental struggle itself is the benefit. The moment your brain has to fight to maintain two tasks at once is the exact moment when new neural connections are being built. Start with just 3 minutes per session during your first week. Build gradually to 8 minutes over a span of 3 weeks. Practice this 4 times a week for best results. Within just 21 days of consistent effort, most seniors report noticeably sharper thinking throughout their entire day. They describe better balance that they can feel on stairs and uneven ground. And many describe a strange but wonderful new sense of overall confidence that they haven't felt in years. This isn't magic, and it isn't wishful thinking. It's neuroscience working in your favor. Your brain, no matter your age, no matter how many years have passed, is still capable of rewiring itself and forming brand new connections. Scientists call this neuroplasticity, and it doesn't disappear when you turn 60 or 70 or 80. This dual-task reverse walk is one of the most direct and efficient ways to spark that rewiring process. Many older adults who discover this movement say the same thing. They wish someone had told them about it 10 years sooner. It changed how they think about aging. It changed how they move through their day. It changed everything. So there you have it, the 5 most powerful backwards walking movements every senior should know about, ranked from helpful to truly life-changing. The flat ground reverse walk to build your foundation. The inclined version to protect and strengthen your knees. The arm swing variation to reset your entire body. The heel to toe placement to transform your balance. And the dual task reverse walk to rewire your brain and your body simultaneously. You don't need a gym membership. You don't need expensive equipment. You don't need to be in great shape to start today. All you need is a safe space, a few minutes each day, and the willingness to try something different. Forward walking has its place, and you should absolutely keep doing it. But it can only take you so far. Backwards walking unlocks a completely different layer of strength, balance, and brain health that most people never access, no matter how many years they've been walking forward. Start with movement number 5 this week. Master it. Then add the next one when your body feels ready. Within a month, you may feel younger, steadier, and sharper than you have in years. If this video helped you or gave you something valuable to share with someone you love, please hit that subscribe button so you never miss our next senior health video. Thanks so much for watching.